Hi everyone! So I actually just got back from my first ever Alberta Fashion Week fashion show, and tonight was the final night of the 3-day event that's been going on all week long. I'm just going to kind of give you guys a breakdown of what I thought was really good and what I thought maybe needed a little bit improvement for next year. But overall, I think that the designers that were featured tonight were absolutely amazing, and I thought they were really cool. They had DW Fashions, which is actually only a 21-year-old guy, and he had this really cool kind of like punk rock collection where one of my favorite pieces was this denim jacket that had all these studs on it, and when the girl turned around on the back there was a Sailor Moon kind of cartoon on it. Brought me back to my good old days of when I used to always watch that show and had a giant crush on Tuxedo Mask, which I thought was kind of cute. The second designer I really liked was actually called Mackenzie Jones, and she's a graduate from ACAD. And hers was really cool. It was kind of really whimsical and kind of really Albertan in the sense that she used a lot of animal inspiration. So one of my favorite pieces by her, and I actually took a photo and I'm going to put it up on the page, was where she had these huge like antler horns that came up like this, and I swear every time she moved I thought she was going to hit the other guy walking down the runway in the face, but she didn't, and they did this kind of like cool Adam and Eve, almost like a mating dance. I don't really know. It was kind of cool though because they weren't just walking down the runway, which is awesome. And then the final designer that we got to see tonight was actually Crabapple Clothing, which, I mean, it wasn't as original as the other two. They were kind of more like theatrical designs, but it was kind of cool to just see like new combinations, and they had really good accessories that I really liked. Other things that I really liked from the Alberta Fashion Show were the fact that everyone sitting in the audience got a free gift bag, which included a lot of sick stuff. So like herbal essences, some hairspray, some really cool lip gloss, some CoverGirl sunscreen foundation, but only if you were this color. If you're not, then it wouldn't really work for you. And some other foundation stuff, and some oil of Olay, and some other lots of great gift cards. And there were some good ones for like buttercream cupcakes and stuff, which were awesome, and I'll definitely use. So things that I didn't like about the show. Well, first of all, they said on our tickets that the show started at 6, so Mary and I were scrambling to get there, to be there on time to actually get a seat, because they said that it wasn't pre-reserved seating and that like it was first come first serve, which ended up being wrong as well. So we got there at about 5:45 and the doors weren't even open yet, and we were kind of panicking and stuff, but then it turns out the show didn't even start until 7. So we all kind of stood around for an hour and no one really knew what was going on. And then they finally like let us in, and then it ended up being assigned seating, so it didn't even matter then. And then we didn't know this, but we ended up standing around for another hour and 45 minutes. And I mean, in 4-inch heels, that gets kind of tiring and you don't really want to stand anymore, and there wasn't any seating. It turns out it wasn't in their control, and there had just been like a power outlet breakage thing. I'm not really sure the technical words for it, but that's what had caused the delay. When the show actually started, the MC was okay. It was kind of unprofessional in the sense that like they had such great talent in the show. I just thought that they could have just tweaked it and made it a little more polished. The MC just kind of made these like weird jokes and stuff that I thought were kind of just like, I don't know, not quite right for the environment. I mean, Alberta's fashion scene is pretty small, and we're trying to gain a reputation, and I just would have liked to see just a bit more professionalism. Yeah. So the other really cool thing that I did happen to come across at the show was actually Katie Festino, who is the bloggist for her famous blog, which is called The Girl with the Messy Bun. I've been following her blog online quite a bit, and I really like her stuff. She's actually rated one of the 15 most hot blogists to follow or whatever on the internet. So it was really kind of cool to put a face to her and actually meet her, and she was super, super nice. So that was really cool and definitely a highlight of my night. I'm going to be putting up a whole bunch of photos from tonight for you guys to see, because you guys, most of you probably did not go, and hopefully you'll go in the future. Yeah, and Mary and I are working really hard to get the photos up, and hopefully the spring and summer collection photos will be up by tomorrow night, so you guys can finally take a peek at what we've been designing, like this one right here, which is a new one from the spring and summer collection. Alright, I'm going to bed. Super tired. Night.